Hello, Hard Video Audio Stuff, welcome back. If you've seen any of my recent videos, you may have noticed that I've been paying special attention to skin tones, how to best achieve skin tones in certain modes, that kind of thing, because it seems like the common opinion is that the skin tones that you get from the Sony Alpha cameras aren't as great as the ones you get from Canon, etc. However, I believe they're very capable. So what I've done is I've pulled together all the little bits of knowledge, everything I've learnt from recent testing and all the videos that I've done. So here are my top tips to improving the skin tones on Sony Alpha cameras. Enjoy. Number 1, pay very close attention to the colour space you're using within your profile. Strange things can happen to your colour when you take a very large colour space and squeeze it down to a small one like sRGB or Rec 709. Colour shifts, odd things like that. My advice is stay away from the largest colour spaces available, so we're talking S-Gamut and S-Gamut 3. I personally just believe they're too big for the 8-bit 420 footage you get from the Sony Alpha cameras. I did film a whole video about which colour space looks best for your skin tones. It's linked below. Number 2, pretty obvious, but nail your white balance in camera. Tweaking it in post ideally is not ideal. Again, the relatively low data rate 420 8-bit footage you get from the Sony Alpha cameras doesn't really lend itself very well to these kind of colour tweaks. If you're shooting raw footage from an Arri Alexa or some other expensive cinema camera, sure, tweak your white balance all day long, that's what it's for. But with the Sony Alpha cameras, get it right in camera. My best advice, get yourself one of these. A grey, black and white card. It basically means you will nail your white balance every time you do a custom white balance in camera. If you're not sure how to do that, I made a video about that as well. Again, I'll link it below. Check it out. Number 3, did you know you can tweak the colour settings within your picture profile? If not, it's a revelation. However, this is something that you are going to have to go and test yourself and see what you think needs doing. Many people say that Sony Alpha cameras have a greenish hue to it, so maybe pull down some green to start or add magenta to make it slightly warmer, something like that. Play with it, experiment and see how you go. Number 4, try EOS HD Pro Color. I don't get any pennies for recommending it, I bought it myself, I like it, I use a modified version of their picture profile settings. And I actually made a full kind of review video about it, which again I'll link below. But what you get essentially is a very vibrant primary colour Canon look to your footage. Unfortunately, it's not a free option, but it's inexpensive. And if you're considering this at all, do yourself a favour and do check out my review, because I think I was pretty thorough and I do have some really good recommendations for it if you're using it. Linked below. Number 5. Be really careful when using lookup tables to grade your footage. Now I just want to say I do love using lookup tables or LUTs in the grading process. I love the way they can really dramatically change the look and feel of your footage. However, in my opinion, many of the lookup tables available don't lend themselves well to getting accurate skin tones. Many of them are geared more towards getting you that kind of dramatic cinema look, which is great and I like it, but again, it's not great for your skin tones. Personally, I really like the lookup tables made by Film Riot. You all know who they are. They are dramatic looking when you want them to be, but they're so much more gentle on the skin tones. And on that note, once you've found your lookup table, I would recommend dialing back the intensity. Try it at say 50%. You're still going to get those interesting colours, but they're just not going to be as dramatic. So try that and I'm sure you'll have some good results. And number 6, this is not something that you'll always be able to help, because sometimes you don't have fancy lighting rigs and all this kind of stuff. You might be just in the field and you have to deal with whatever lighting is available. And of course your light source makes a massive impact on the look of your skin tones. I've got a little example to show you. Run it. This shot was lit with the horrible strip lighting in the room, as well as a daylight balanced LED light behind her to the right and one in front to the left. you can see some pretty nasty light falling on her hair and on areas of her face. Turn those horrible strip lights off and we have a much more balanced look. We're using the same 2-light setup here, but because the lights are balanced, the skin tones look a hell of a lot better. So that's it. I really hope that was helpful for you guys. Do let me know if you can think of any others. I've probably missed some really obvious ones, so do pop them down there. Let's help each other, yeah? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and please take care.